So this is sort of a difficult video to make. And the reason I know that it's a difficult video to make is because I've tried to do it a fair few times and I've ended up crying in the video, which was fine. It was to be expected. But then I would cry when editing the video and I just didn't get a whole lot done, and the actual sitting down to edit the video became quite a traumatic thing, and I decided to just film it again. So this is what this is. I've got a little bit more distance from the situation, so I don't think I'll be crying, even though it's a very sad thing I'm going to talk about. But I was also just thinking about how me crying at you for 15 minutes isn't really bringing you any value. So I wanted to have a think about exactly what it is I want to share with you. And me and Charles have gone through a bit of a time of late, and I have come away with a sort of perspective shift, and that's what I want to share with you, because I want to bring you something that could help you. So you'll already know this if you follow me on Instagram, but we, after quite a difficult time, had to decide to put our cat Bibsy to sleep. I really love my cats. Really love them. And Bibs was the best cat. She was my best friend, and she has been there for me through everything. Absolutely everything. I adore her. And she got ill quite quickly, very unexpectedly, and when it actually came to putting her to sleep, we weren't expecting that that's what was going to happen. We took her to the out of hours vet thinking that they would do the same thing they'd done the night before with her, which like put her in an oxygen tank and like look after her. But we took her there expecting that, and then they essentially told us there was nothing really that they could do. So it was a shock, it was painful, and it was horrible. But that's not what I want to talk about in this video, because I don't want it to be a depressing video. I want to talk about what happened when we got home and how we saw our belongings and our lives differently. So the thing about vet bills and out of hours vets and having a cat that you have not insured is that it is very expensive, like way more expensive than I thought it was going to be. And this meant that after our traumatic time that ended in a very bad way, we were presented with an alarming bill for an alarming amount of money. And it's not money that we had. It's not money that we resent paying, because we are we're very grateful that we had such skilled people who were able to relieve Bibs of her pain, because she did not deserve any bad things in the world ever. And so the fact that we were in a position to be able to relieve her of her suffering is something I'm very grateful for, but it's certainly not money that we had. And if it wasn't for the old credit cards and overdrafts, then we would not have been able to make that decision. So we've definitely learned a lesson about money as well. I think that's the first perspective shift, quite an obvious one. But also we got home and we looked at the stuff that we owned, and we realized exactly how much of it we could part with in order to make that money back, to like recoup our losses kind of thing. And it's sort of, it's like a two-pronged thing. So first of all, there's the idea that, everything just didn't mean as much to us anymore, because Bibs meant so much to both me and Charles, that when we looked at the stuff that we'd been hanging on to, it was like meaningless. It was completely insignificant. Things that we kept hold of because of sentimental reasons, or I don't know, because we thought it'd be useful one day. We don't own that much stuff. We've been minimalist for a while, but there's still so much stuff that we ended up being able to get rid of, and a lot of it is worth something. It's worth, a few £100s, and we've sold all of that now because we needed to make money. But it's just so interesting that we never saw it in that way until we learned what losing something truly irreplaceable is. And then in like the aftermath of everything that happened, me and Charles spent so much time together, just talking and discussing like life and the future and Bibs, obviously, and our past. What is, meaning? What is being alive? And we spent so much time just together talking, and like properly talking, not just, having a TV show on and just chatting to each other or asking each other how our days went. We talked so much, and it was like we had this renewed sense of what mattered. So in terms of the things that we decided to get rid of, most of it, my favorite analogy, as you know, is before minimalism, I used to spend hours and hours, like literally hours, on ASOS or on any shopping website with a glass of wine. I'd get home from work, glass of wine, I'd have like a TV show on, and I would just scroll through ASOS, and I would look for the dress that would make me feel confident and beautiful, and as if all of those things could be achieved from making a purchase, when, you know, really I should be working on myself. I should be trying to become someone who is confident rather than trying to appear that way. You know, I can go on and on about this. In fact, I think I have done in earlier videos, but I thought I was kind of done with that. I thought that, you know, I have experienced the problem, I've noticed the problem, and I have fixed the problem. Well done me. No, it turns out no. I spent several £100s on a sampling pad a few years ago, thinking this was an investment for work because I'm a musician, and therefore if I buy this, then I will gig all the time, because I was just starting to get into like my gigging my own solo stuff then. So I was like, what's missing is this project. I would be gigging all the time if only I owned this thing. You couldn't get me off the stage if only I owned this sampling pad. But I used it twice. One was at a school concert, so I wasn't even gigging my own solo stuff, and 2 was doing covers at my friend's wedding. So I didn't need that at all. But I have come to define things as necessary for work and keep them for that reason. So I think one of the issues with us having such widespread jobs, because we are musicians, which is a very general term, it means that we hang on to like guitars and basses and various musical instruments and electronic things because it's for work. But it's not for work. It is that empty dream of, you know, I'm aware that this thing's going to take a lot of work and I can't be bothered to do all of that work, so I'm just going to buy this instead. It's that thing again. It's the dress situation, but it's moved on to more expensive things and electronics. So I got rid of that, and that was quite a cleansing thing. Like, I was very pleased. Something happened when I sold that, where I was relieved of the burden of thinking that I wasn't doing the thing that I should be doing to deserve to keep it, if that makes any sense. So I've been hanging on to this thing thinking, I should be using this, I spent so much money on it, I know I should be using it, and the reason that I'm not using it is because I'm not the person that I wanted to be, and that hurts my own feelings. And then now I'm rid of it, it's like, oh, I am the person that I am and always have been, and that's fine. It's fine that I get super anxious about performing my own stuff live. That's just me. And one day I might get there. But the thing that's not going to help me get there is owning this sampling pad. But there are just so many things looking around that, you know, everything just felt so replaceable. Everything we own is replaceable. All the things that we thought we loved are replaceable, because the things that aren't replaceable are time, you know, our relationships and the people we love, the cats we love. I feel like it's only in times of grief that I properly acknowledge that. When I'm happy and everything's fine, you know, I'm thinking about clothes, and I'm thinking about getting the perfect living room set up, or, you know, everything's quite trivial. And that's not to diminish those. They are worthwhile pursuits, absolutely. But it's like you need the perspective of the crapness every now and again to remind you that nothing is a given. You know, there are no guarantees in life. And I think, in the least morbid way, what I would like to share with you, or what I'd like you to take from this video, is that, oh, I don't know, I said in the least morbid way, but every way I think of wording it sounds really morbid. Try to harness something, some thought, or acknowledge some possibility that allows you to properly be grateful for what you have right now, and to really separate what matters from what doesn't matter, and what is irreplaceable to what is replaceable. Imagine what it would be like to lose the person or the animal. Something irreplaceable, something that you really, really loved. Maybe your health, you know, something that you can't really get back. Imagine what it would be like to lose that thing. Just spend a moment, even just like 30 seconds, meditating on that idea. Just let yourself feel it. Not to the point where you get upset. I don't want anyone to get upset, but it is a way of remembering that nothing is guaranteed. So that person that you love, there is no guarantee that they're going to be there tomorrow. And, you know, if you have a a dog or a cat, there's no guarantee that they're going to be there tomorrow. There are no guarantees for anything, but we live our life based on assumptions, and these assumptions aren't correct. And remembering that, although in this moment now when I'm asking you to be sad, this moment might feel like a bad thing and you might want to escape from that feeling, but that is the feeling that you want to allow to affect how you act and how you treat people. Because if you come from this place of gratitude, of true gratitude, of fully acknowledging that you are so lucky that the person who you love, there's no guarantee that they'll be there tomorrow, but they are here today. And you are lucky to have that. You are lucky to have that person. If you come from that place, you come from a place of gratitude and love and a need to be there for that other person, rather than being internal. It's not a, what's stressing me out and why am I like this, or, what's wrong with me, or what, it's not an internal based thing. Your focus is outside of yourself. Your focus is on the people that you can help, the people who you can affect. I know it sounds a little bit messed up asking you to do that, asking you to imagine your life without the people that you love, but I promise you it's a good thing to, life is fleeting, and I feel like this is getting more depressing. I'm trying to make it better, but it's getting worse. Go and hug and kiss the ones you love. Go and tell them how much they mean to you and how lucky you are that you have them right now, that you have them in your life. Go do that. After this video, go do that, because, I'm not going to say it. Because I don't know why I get so morbid. Well, I suppose it's a slightly morbid topic that we're going over here, but yeah, I hope that's okay. I guess if it's not okay, you probably wouldn't have watched it up till now anyway, so good. Thank you for staying, and thank you for being like me, I guess. I think I'm going to end this video with a little montage of Bibsy throughout the time that we've had her, because I think I would enjoy putting that together. But also, as a viewer, you might enjoy it because not only is she the cutest cat ever, but a lot of this footage is from before minimalism, so you can kind of get a glimpse at exactly how much I owned. Because I owned a lot of stuff, and I've told you that with my words, but I don't think I've ever really shown you. But then me and Charles have been going through like all the old videos and photos, and my god, I own so much stuff. It's really something to behold. But yeah, focus on Bibs though in these videos, but just as a side note, you might be interested in that. Also, if you're interested, I've been uploading to my blog recently, and my last post was a poem that I wrote the day after we had to have Bibs put down, and I think it sort of summarizes my feelings without being too intrusively emotional. So you might enjoy that poem, maybe. You don't have to go read it, but if it's your type of thing, you might want to. I don't know. I just thought I'd tell you. Anyway, so thank you very much for watching, and thank you for your patience with me. I'm feeling much better about where I am right now and about my channel, and I think it's going to be good. It's going to be good, and I'm going to leave you with these videos of Bibs, who I miss so dearly, and I will see you in my next video. I hope you're having a lovely day, and I'll see you later.